no need for a long intro, let's just dive right into it. Right now in Windblown, there are two skins that are no longer obtainable, the intern and the guinea pig. If you're wondering why it's a still image of the guinea pig, it's because it's a skin that even I don't have. The guinea pig was given out if you played the demo really early on in Windblown's history, and then the intern you had to play at some point within the early access period. Well, I guess it's still in early access, but like the early access. I think it was the first couple weeks of early access. Either way, you can't get either of these skins anymore. In one of the developer AMAs, they said that they were not planning on bringing these skins back. So don't get your hopes up on getting either of these two if you don't have them. Now, for skins that you certainly can get, there are 4 skins tied to difficulties. If you didn't know, Windblown has 5 difficulties. Clear Skies, which is the default one, and then after you beat Clear Skies, you'll unlock Cloudy, and then after you beat Cloudy, you'll get Stormy, then Tempestuous, and then finally Cataclysmic. Anyways, there's a skin tied for each of these extra difficulties beyond Clear Skies. The first one is Toad Cloudy, which is a pretty good skin. I like this one quite a bit. Has a lot of personality, pretty unique. Secondly is for beating Stormy, you get Chimera Axolotl, and then Badger Bat for Tempestuous, and then finally, if you beat the hardest difficulty in Windblown, you get the Horned Lizard. So these are all basically variants of existing skins, except for Toad, which is kind of its unique standalone, but the other 3 are definitely just cooler variants, dare I say, and you get them. All you have to do is just beat the difficulty associated with them. Now, Snake is a bit different because it's not necessarily tied to a difficulty. All you need to do is first you need to unlock the Endless Game Mode, which is going to cost you quite a few cogs from Eperin. It's a little bit down the line, especially if you're new, but eventually you'll unlock the Endless Game Mode and you need to loop 5 times. So you need to beat your 5th loop and this skin will be waiting for you at the end. Now, this can be done on any difficulty. I recommend if you're just in it for the skin, just do a Clear Skies run once you unlock Endless and just loop over and over and over until you beat your 5th loop, and this skin will be waiting for you. And I love Snake. I mean, just look at him. I mean, how can you not love this skin? It's personally one of my favorites. So I actually had to add this section to the video later on because just as I was finishing up, Motion Twin decided to release another update with 3 new skins. So these are all found doing Endless. So you got to unlock Endless, kind of how you got Snake originally, just by looping 5 times. But these are difficulty specific on Endless. So for Cloudy, it's going to be Bird. You loop 5 times, and at the end of the 5th loop, you'll find the bird waiting for you. Same thing for Stormy. Instead, there you'll get the rabbit. And then finally, Tempestuous, you'll find the tiger waiting for you. 3 new skins all in one update, all in Endless and in different difficulties. So you're probably looking at a couple of hours each run, just depending on if you're playing by yourself, with friends, and frankly, how good you are at Endless, how lucky you get, things like that. Now, Project 2501 is unique because it's not tied to a specific objective like beating a certain difficulty or, beating X number of loops. It's actually RNG based. So in the incubator, the final biome currently in Windblown, there's this specific kind of enemy that looks a lot like the skin, and every time you beat one of these enemies, this skin will have a chance to drop. Right now, there isn't a specific percentage. I would say it seems to be like 5%, maybe 10%, but that's just me spitballing. I don't know. Now keep in mind, these enemies are scattered throughout the stage, and of course, if you're an incubator, you can break the little test tubes to spawn an enemy, and hopefully the Project 25 enemy might be inside and you get an extra roll or an extra chance at getting it to drop. But don't celebrate just because you got it to drop. You also need to beat the run you're in, because remember, it's an encrypted memory, so you need to actually dunk or bank the skin into the koi fish, and that's only after you beat the biome, after you beat the boss. So don't be like me and celebrate just because you got the skin to drop, because the battle's not over yet. That's really only half the battle. So just good luck on that. Keep farming those enemies, break the test tubes as well to get more chances, and then if you get lucky, make sure you have a good strong run going so you can beat the stage, dunk the skin, and unlock it. It's going to be 1,000 cogs once you unlock the skin. And then finally, the last skin currently in the game that you can unlock is Obsidian Axolotl. In April of 2025, Motion Twin put out the Sanctuary update, which included the new biome named Sanctuary. Duh. Uh, but basically, to get this skin, it's a little bit lengthy. First off, you need to unlock Sanctuary, which is its own 30-minute to an hour-long quest. So I recommend watching my video on how to unlock Sanctuary if you haven't done that already. But basically, once you have Sanctuary unlocked, make sure you're using the default axolotl skin. This is a default skin that everyone has, because that's the only way to get Obsidian Axolotl. You need to be using default Axolotl, and you'll see why in a moment. Because once you're going through Sanctuary, you're going through these secret areas that Windblown is known for, those updrafts right off to the side, off the beaten path, and eventually at some point you'll encounter a statue. And this statue, you'll be able to interact with it only if you're using the default axolotl. If you're using some other skin, it's not gonna work. You need to be using the default axolotl. And just so you know, this is very rare. I mean, I've seen people say they've done 5 runs, 10 runs, 15 runs, and they still haven't seen this statue. It's in the game, so I recommend just always be running default axolotl until you get the skin to unlock, because it is a grind, I would say. Sometimes you'll get lucky, and most of the time you won't. So just keep that in mind. Just keep going through Sanctuary. Make sure you're using the axolotl skin and keep going through all these secret areas, right? All these updrafts. You'll get used to it over time. You'll have a good eye for spotting them, and then eventually you'll go through, and it won't be an enemy or a variant waiting for you. It will be the statue. And then if you did everything right, you'll be using the default axolotl skin. You'll interact, and bada bing, bada boom. You don't need to dunk it in the koi fish. It's not an encrypted memory. You'll just unlock it once you get the statue. So thanks so much for watching. That is all the unlockable skins in Windblown as of the recording of this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. Of course, I'm making tons of Windblown content, so make sure to subscribe and keep an eye on any new skins that might come out, because I'll have guides for all of them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the Vortex.